Welcome back everyone to Welstopia, and today we are going to be starting off on the East Hall here, coming out of our audience chamber or the Hall of Fungus. And what I first need to do is to build a small stairway going down to the East Hall, because the East Hall is it's going to be a small hall, but it is going to be down a little. It's going to be down 6 blocks from where the main area is, so I need to cut down 6 blocks. Now, I am of course going to need a material for the stairway, and there is the question, what material should I make the stairway out of? If this were 1.13, the answer would be obvious, because they make it pretty clear that the floors of the East Hall are of serpentine and of some purplish minerals. So there's this purple and green theme to it, and I could use purple and prismarine for the floor when I actually get down to the east wall. The trouble is that until 1.13 comes out, you won't be able to make stairs out of prismarine. So that will be out, or at least for now. Maybe I could switch out and bring in prismarine if we ever upgrade this to 1.13, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that happening anytime soon, because first we need the release of the update, and then after that we are going to need it to be stable enough for it to support the tools that we use at this site. And once that's all done, then we can maybe get this updated and all. Let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to go down one more. So therefore, I'm not going to count on us having the new version up anytime soon. So therefore, I think the best thing for me to use would be spruce. And I think that at least will fit in what I've got so far. So therefore, let us find some spruce stairs. I should have plenty of that somewhere. While I'll be using spruce to substitute for my prismarine, since at the current time we can't turn that into stairs, the other item that is called for is porphyry, which is a purplish in color, so I will be using purple for that. Since I don't have any purple around, what I'm going to do is going to pop some chorus fruit and turn it into purple. I might as well do something with all this chorus fruit that I've got. And this should soon be popping away if I am figuring out how this operates properly. Yeah, alright, so I have some popped chorus fruit. I'll turn that into purple, and I will use that in my building. While we wait for the chorus fruit to pop, we will start laying at least down the stairs. What I will do is have 4 of the spruce, and then 2 on the side for the purple. I think that's what is going to work best for this. And we'll come down like this. But when we get to the bottom, then we are going to transition into the proper items that we want there, and that will be, instead of the spruce, we will actually switch over into prismarine. Instead of standard prismarine, I will use the prismarine brick here, and we will go this way. And at this point, we are also going to widen the chamber so that it will be another 3 blocks wide on either end. This will be consistent with how things operate in the module. So we'll put that there, that there. But on this side, we will have the purpur in this area. So that would be the idea of it. The center here will be dominated by the prismarine brick. And then we'll start the purpur to be 4 on each side there. So therefore we'll have 4 purpur, 4 prismarines, and 4 purpur again. And I think that's what will work there. Now the walls, they're supposed to be a combination of black, purple, and green. I know that's a wonderful, wonderful combination there. So we are going to have to work out what we are going to do with that. What kind of pattern will this all be interlacing in with? I think the black probably should be dominant. Perhaps should you try terracotta? Well, if I want to do it glazed terracotta, then what I should do is go up an extra bit. Now, since we're going to have purple on the floor there, I figured that if we could have prismarine here, then we could have our block of glazed terracotta, and then up on top we could maybe have another bit of prismarine. Now, probably prismarine brick, but we'll see how things work out. But I am going to grab this iron before I do anything else. And to answer our question from last week, yes, mushrooms are spawnable areas, so therefore I'm going to be adding a little bit of extra lighting here so that nothing else spawns around here. To take care of the mob spawning problem, I changed how I'm doing the ceiling. Now I've got polished andesite all the way across, except for the places where I have 9 of these lit squares, and all of the mushrooms are close enough to the lit squares that I won't have to worry about any mobs spawning there. Now let's finish up the stairs, which are going to be purpur, as so, and then on the other side, which means now we're going to have a nice complete set of stairs. Now as for the top, I am going to go with prismarine there, especially since I couldn't do that on the stairs, since we are going to go with this green and purple theme that is supposed to be working on in this room. With the ceiling and sides and stairs all done, we can now get into the main part of the hall, which means we start with our floor here, which is going to be made from purpur on this side. Now, I was thinking originally, of course, using purpur blocks here, but perhaps maybe it would be a better idea if I use some slabs instead. We'll need to use slabs because we are going to be needing a great deal of it. And while I have a good amount of chorus fruit to pop into this stuff, it takes a good time in which to get it all popped and ready and then made into blocks in order to be turned into, well, now slabs. And I better think about some lighting here, otherwise we are going to wind up with more creeper blasts. Now let's have a look at wall materials, and first thing I wanted to check out was black terracotta, black glazed terracotta, and I think what I need to do is put this here. And this is what we get when I let this here. that looks too red. I want something that's green, purple, and black, and this has the black, but not the green and purple. I need to rethink this. Since black glazed terracotta didn't work, let's have a look at purple, and I think that is just exactly what we need. I will use prismarine around this in order to act as relief, and I think that will work exactly in the way we want. The plan here is as follows. We will have a block of black terracotta, 4 blocks of prismarine brick, and we're going to alternate this. That's how we're going to handle our 15 across here. So this is what we get. I won't be worrying about a black at the end of that. And then next I'm going to be putting the glazed terracotta here. Now the tricky bit is of course that bit right there, and then like that. And I'll be putting that in second, and I need to do it this way so that I am able to get to the back. That's the biggest challenge. You jump too high and you put it one too low there. Is that you have to go all the way around in order to get the glazed terracotta up. So that's how I'm handling that bit. Oops. And up like that. Good. So now that once I've got that done, I can now fill in the back wall with a filler so that I no longer have to worry about that. I don't want to turn the back of this into a mob spawner or anything like that. So once we do that, I put all that in. Then I can finish up the wall using black terracotta stripes all around here, and then finish it out with prismarine brick, and that will be my pattern for the 2 side walls. With the walls complete, now I can do the ceiling, and I think for the ceiling I'll just continue the pattern that I have for the walls, which means that I will have a black stripe right here, going all the way across, and I will use prismarine rather than prismarine brick on the ceiling. That'll follow my usual tradition of using prismarine through most of the temple for that. Therefore we will do it this way, like that. And in fact this then will continue with prismarine here. We're not going to have the black stripes going in this direction since that's 15, so that calls for a 5 pattern. This is 12, so that will call for a 4 pattern. So that's what I'm going to do there. And then of course the next trick is to get this pattern right, which in that case it's not. That means that we want to go like that. Yeah, we want to go like that. Then I have to do right turns here. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. And I'll do this here. Now, that of course will give me an area that is going to be spawning mobs like crazy. So therefore, trying to see the best way of getting lighting here. And the idea there was to have sea lanterns on the corners there, but now I think, but I don't think that's going to work all that well, so I'll probably just do it on the sides like this instead. Get some sea lanterns up there. Say a pair of sea lanterns here. That's going to be a lot of sea lanterns because that will require 4 there. So therefore I'll be separating with sea lanterns. Let's see how that works. It appears that it is most fortunate that I went down those 6 steps because I ran right into that path that leads from the skeleton farm down to the abandoned mine shaft, and I just barely miss it when I've got the ceiling up. So that's something for me to keep in mind as I'm doing my design here, to make sure I don't run into that, or of course we're likely wind up having to change the path to fit accordingly. And here is the final result. And the lighting I came up with seems to just barely work out because in these spots right here, I am right at 8. So the entire floor is spawn proof, which is good. So I won't get any creepers that way. And that leaves just one more touch, and that is a set of pillars. There are some pillars, there's a set of 3 pillars in the original module, so I am making it 2 because in the original you had a pillar of electrum, of gold and platinum, and we don't have all 3 of those, and I think it'll work better on the scale I have if I had only 2, so therefore I have an iron one and a gold one, since those are the 2 metals that are used in Minecraft. Now on top of theirs, they had a skull, but I don't think a skull is going to work very well with what I have in mind. So therefore I have decided to put in a pot with a spruce there, since that is my theme all the way running through all this spruce. I figured that will fit my version of this temple better than skulls would. There we go. So we come down here, we enter into the East Hall, which is what this area is called, and that gives us our 2 pillars, and we come through here into the Grand Hall, which is what we'll be building next time. And this Grand Hall is going to be taking quite a bit more color than the current one, but we'll see that in our next episode when we return to Pineleaf Plays Minecraft Welstopia.